All right, we're back. Episode 2 of the Tacoyaki podcast, round 2, filming today. It's been a little bit of a while, I guess, in sort of real word terms.
Yeah,
Real world terms.
yeah. But I mean, I think the first one went a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah. I mean, I think we had like a brief issue with some of the audio, but I think that was more of the editing software. Like we uploaded it to YouTube and like, hang on, like it's like completely stereo where like I'm in one headphone and you're in the other headphone. But it turns out that CapCut only outputs it, I think, in mono. And so I didn't realize that I was editing it in stereo. But it's okay, we fixed it. Made sure we had the audio files saved, not like the first time round. So that's good. We're good. And we're back for a second episode. So it's been a little while. What you been up to?
I mean, I've been out and about. Actually, I ended up doing so the part-time job I'm doing where I'm a TA. They actually had their demo day presentation last week.
Yeah.
And that was really nice. I got to meet a lot of cool people, see a lot of cool projects and stuff. And from there, I ended up joining the Google Startup Campus, which is pretty
Sweet.
really cool. A lot of cool people there.
Do you teach in English or in
Japanese? Yeah, it's in English. I mean, like we had one Japanese student, and so like there was a couple times where like I tried to like explain it simply in Japanese terms, but overall like it's usually in English.
So like the students are mostly foreigners as well?
Yeah, I'd say it's actually like I think like half the students are Americans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like that seems weird. Like you'd think that there'd be a lot of I guess if it's like an international school where like the education is in like English, then like most of the people are going to be foreigners. I guess like the Japanese people would go like a Japanese-based school, right?
Yeah, so a lot of the people, so like usually it's like people who taught English that want to change jobs are doing it, or people that are using it, like not only can they vacation in Japan, but they can also pick up a skill. So you get a lot of European people coming either on vacation or for working holiday visa. And then you have some like native Japanese people that, they found out about this program and like there's not really a Japanese alternative. Like the closest thing would be like a Semongako, but that's usually like a 6 month to 2 year process, whereas this boot camp is like 3 months.
Okay, no, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't been up too much. I've just been like fucking working. So I mean, like it's been actually like a little bit of time, real world, I think, between the last time that we filmed and this time round. I went to Totori to visit some family and stuff, which was cool, nice and relaxing.
What is Totori even known for?
Fucking nothing, dude. Like there's nothing. Okay, like no, there's nothing there. Is a bit of an exaggeration. Like it's the smallest population and like I think the oldest average population like state in Japan, but they're known for like they have like a little like desert area, like a sand dune.
Oh, is that the sand dune place?
Yeah. Okay. So I usually go there. I remote work from like one of the cafes there, and then the cafe is like super close to the sand dunes. So like I just like go out and I'm like taking like remote meetings like while I'm walking through the sand dunes. It's like
nice.
Disan al Gahib. It's me. I mean, other than that, oh dude, fucking, I didn't show you this set. Like this is the new. You know the Yeezy merch? The shit that was like shipping for like $20? Yeah, dude. This shit arrived today. I got the Yeezy pods, which is like those dumb like slippers and stuff. And I got this fucking dumb ass t-shirt. It doesn't look this bad on the website. But it
it looked legit on the website.
Yeah, dude, this looks like some like fucking street urchin shit. Let me get up and show you this shit. It's literally just like a fucking box. Like it's like it's literally a box, and then like because they've not actually like hemmed any of it, like all the hem.
Oh yeah, like it just rolls up. Yeah,
it's just like rolling up. There's like a one on the back.
Yeah, no, it looks like a DIY gym shirt, dude.
Dude, like for real, it looks like someone just like got like a tube of cloth and then they just like cut armholes, a head hole, and then like your body hole. Like it looks like ass, dude. So
yeah.
I've got my I think this is Uniqlo.
Yeah, I don't think the Yeezy stands are gonna be wearing this one.
Well, I mean, the Yeezy stands are definitely gonna be wearing it. They're gonna be like, oh no, that's just the future of fashion.
Yeah, no,
man.
but they're gonna get clowned on.
Dude, he's just a visionary, man.
They're gonna get clowned on, and then they'll become like just a at home thing.
Yeah, I haven't tried the Yeezy pods yet, but I can't imagine. Like, I mean, I think I saw a couple of reviews online for them, but I can't imagine that they're gonna be much better.
Although I heard like they're super ergonomic. At least the original ones that he made. I don't know about these ones.
Really? I don't know about that. I mean, like, it's been ages since I ordered them, so like, I mean, they didn't seem ergonomic. I'll put it that way.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah, that's what we've been up to. Hopefully, you guys at home have been well as well. This week, what are we talking about?
Yeah. So I'm actually today's topic is I don't know if you saw it, but it's about an incident that happened in Yasaka Jinja.
Yeah,
Kyoto.
I saw like some brief stuff about that. I'll be honest, I haven't been able to follow it too closely, but
Yeah, I haven't. I followed along a little bit, but Japanese Twitter like is up in arms. Like they were going crazy, at least from my
Yeah,
experience
yeah,
with it.
yeah.
But I was surprised because like there wasn't really much commentary about it, at least in English.
yeah,
Like-
that's true. I mean, I don't think it really got picked up too much, like from what I saw in like English news. I mean, fucking Japanese Twitter was on fire,
Yeah, no, like, yeah, no, like,
as it tends to be, though.
yeah, like, no, like they doxed him. They were trying to find out they found out his place of work. They started like, review bombing his business and stuff.
Wait, is that
And-
the Yasuka Jinja one?
Yeah,
Wait, hang on. Maybe I'm mixing up things. There was one where like someone like vandalized the
no,
shrine.
oh no, not vandal. No, this isn't vandalization. What happened is the dude's a tour guide, and one of
that.
his one of his was it clients.
Yeah.
They were ringing on the bell too loudly. Supposedly, there's no actual
Okay.
documented footage of that, but he got confronted by an angry local, and then she posted the thing online. And yeah, like Japanese Twitter went crazy. Like he handled it best, but like the response to it has been super disproportionate. So yeah, and that's why like the story like went crazy. So I was surprised that like no one really covered it at all in English. Like I felt like it was a really good.
So like
You know.
this clip is making me fucking try and log in. Why? Why can't? Wait, what? Reddit. Why? Why do I have to fucking browse anonymously by the app? What is this? Why can't I just use Reddit? What's going on?
Man, that's why you just gotta have Reddit locked in at all times.
Oh my god. Why? Can I just click on the link? Oh yes. Nice. Alright. Fucking I'm a hacker, dude. Oh my god. Fuck off. Why does everything want me to log in? No. Okay. Alright. Alright, so yeah, okay. We have a tweet. And this looks like footage from someone filming some white guys. So why don't we watch that?
Yeah.
Alright, let me see.
私がなぜ怒ってるかも伝えてないですよね。
I feel like
See, like I already think. Okay, so before we move on, I'm already biased.
yeah.
Because like whenever someone's recording an altercation, I'm always like on the other person's being recorded
Yeah,
side.
no, I kind of feel you. Oh well, sometimes because like this feels like, and I can tell almost like from the tone of voice, it feels like a rare occurrence of like Japanese Karen, which is
Yeah.
like this feels like every like freaking like middle-aged white woman like freaking out like in traffic.
Yeah, I mean, she starts off the whole interaction with just saying like, "Do you even understand why I'm upset?" Like
Yeah.
that gives me the vibes of like
Yeah,
they probably already apologized and they're just trying to get away. And she's like, "No, I'm not done."
yeah,
You know.
yeah. All right.
So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm already kind of biased against her.
Enough. Get out of my sight. Yeah, okay. Now,
He sounds like
do you
some
speak
Europe.
English? Do you speak English?
Okay, that's guy's a
you
British
speak
guy,
English?
obviously. A bonga.
英語喋れますか
Google 翻訳があるじゃないですか。あなた日本語もできますよね。
?8 年ここに住んでます。
ああはい。いやそういう問題じゃない
Can you leave us?
He's been there for 8
Well, I
years.
think because like I
Teacher.
said, I think this wasn't the start of the interaction. I think
Sure,
there was like all
fair
this
enough.
part before it. But even then, like I won't lie. Like I don't get why he's trying to push into English because like obviously she probably can't speak.
I mean,
it.
okay. I can understand, right? Like, if your like native language isn't Japanese, then you probably don't want to be having like a full-on confrontation on camera. But like, yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, I think he already has like a decent what is it called grasp of the language. Like he understands what she's saying.
yeah. I mean, I guess, but
and
like,
stuff.
I mean, I like I said, I don't know how much I'd be wanting to have like a serious confrontation that could be like police involved, right?
Oh yeah, no, but I'm just saying like he's not like there's no way like how are you like he's doing the opposite of de-escalating in my opinion.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know how much escalating like just saying like, do you speak English is, but anyway.
Alone, please. Could you please leave us alone?
Okay, so he wants him to leave us
今
alone.
の発言って
Could you please leave
英
us
語ができな
alone?
いことを理由に私
Could
を
you
知り
leave
たいじゃ
us
ないですか。
alone, please?
差別ですよ
Could you leave us alone?
Okay, I feel like she's taking that a little bit too far. Right? Like
Yeah.
that's kind of fucking dumb. Like, oh, like you asked if I could speak English. That's racism and that's discrimination.
Yeah, no, it's like she's definitely farming.
Yeah, no,
At least that's what it feels like.
yeah. This feels like some real like soccer player shit. But like I don't know. Yeah, continue watching.
なぜここになぜここで英語が喋れるかが必要にな
So
る
he
ん
wants
で
to
す
be left alone. He's saying, what's discrimination?
あっちに
He's
住んでる
exasperated, as British
日
people
本語で
tend
きる
to
じゃない
be.
ですか
いや、日本人と結婚してますよ。
いやだから
So you can speak English, and his response to that is, yeah, I'm married to a Japanese woman.
Yeah, but I mean that's not like we all know the guy married to a Japanese woman for 8 years, has like 3 kids.
Oh, yeah, I
and
know,
can't
like,
speak
3 of them.
any Japanese.
Like 3 of them.
Yes.
It's always so funny. Like it's my favorite thing on Reddit is like whenever I see a post that's like, it's, like all of this stuff about Japan. It's usually like complaints, and then it's like my wife, open bracket Japanese, close bracket. They always have to like clarify. It's like, yeah. By the way, my wife, Japanese. By the way, Japanese wife.
Yeah.
Always very good. Okay, he's got my wife, bracket Japanese, 8 years.
日本人と
It's
結
not
婚
his
してる
fault. I misunderstood and I
Could you
made
leave
it
us
too
alone,
loud.
please?
It's not his fault.
No, call the police. Call the
We
police.
will.
If
Yeah,
you
go on
continue,
いや呼んで
you
も
are
らっ
being
ていい
very.
ですよ
Well, you're being very rude. Leave us alone.
いやルードお前や
She understand that.
Yeah, she understood that, and like, I mean, to be fair, like, he's not wrong. I don't think. Like in this case, like, I think it sounds like they've acknowledged that. Okay, like I don't know if they were banging the bell too loud or something. But
So a lot of people who see this clip were saying that he was being rude and that he started it. Do you think before this point, like he was being rude?
I mean, it's possible. Like you can't say.
Well, no,
anything
I'm saying
else.
like based on this interaction, would it be enough to say like, oh, he was being rude and he started it?
I can see him making like a snarky comment, but like I don't know if he like I can't see him going from like yelling and screaming at someone to like, oh, just leave us alone, like
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying like her, like, cause like she immediately responded with the rude omayo, yeah, like omayo, like she was using the
Omae wa
omayo bullshit.
shinderu.
Yeah, like so like that's already like rude, right?
Yeah, I mean, like for those who don't know that much Japanese, like omaewa is like saying like you're, and she's saying like omae wa rude, so like you're rude.
Yeah.
But like it's you as in like, it's not a polite form. So you would never use like omae, unless like you're joking around with friends. But like you would never really use that in any context other than like outside of friends, or like unless you're trying to like start some shit.
Cause the reason why I asked is because like, at this point like he starts using omae and like kiddo or shina or whatever. Like he starts using some really rude language too. But I think that she started with the omae, right?
I mean, I haven't seen the rest.
But
of the
like none of
clip,
them
so-
talk about her. It's just him.
何がお前
理解してるやん日本
何がお
語
前
日本語理解してるやん
何がお前
大事に扱
う
えって言ってる
るせえお前黙っとけお前うるせ
あ
えお前
別にこれ逆に私
マジでう
が警察に出し
るさいなお
ますけど
前マジでうるさいな Do you
So
understand
he's
this?
saying like, okay, I think at the beginning he wasn't using omae. He was saying like, oh, like what do you mean by like omae? Like what do you mean omae? Like
Yeah.
he's playing like the kind of faux offended, but like then he goes into like the
Yeah.
but like he's smiling while he's doing it as well, so you can tell that he's kind of being like coy about it a little bit. Like
Oh
he's,
yeah. He's definitely trolling her.
he's saying like, oh yeah, like just like disappear, like what do you like you disappear, like you're too like you're annoying, you're too
Yeah.
loud, like you disappear.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on
I think she just said that like they
because
were
the
being
customer like
disrespectful
but
to
they were not no she's saying because the lady kind of stand what's
Okay, I mean like
They were disrespectful.
it's not because the lady
he's getting the backup, he's getting the cavalry.
So I mean, for me, like unless I see her going ham on the bell, like I feel like this is kind of like I don't know why they're being so hostile.
Yeah.
But even then, like I think technically, like you're not supposed to even like ring the bell from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m.
I have no idea.
I believe that's like a rule at Yasakajina because like it's apparently a disturbance at night
Maybe.
because I think there's like some residential areas nearby or something.
Okay, fair enough. But I mean, like even then, right? Like there's someone from overseas, like, okay, maybe there's signage or whatever, but like, okay, if they're being super obnoxious, then you might tell them off, and then they might be like, oh, okay, like sorry, yeah, bye. But like that seems like she doubled down and like re-escalated the situation, right?
Yeah.
Because it seems like they're leaving. It seems like they're like, oh no, just leave us alone. Like, yeah, we get it, we're sorry.
Also, like the one that was who said, "Oh, it was my fault," was like the little old lady,
Yeah.
and I doubt she was going ham, like "Oh, pump, like crazy with it."
Yeah, I mean, maybe you never know, man.
I don't
Little,
know, they
little
look
old
like-
ladies, they can get buck wild. That's what I'm saying. You ever heard about like what happens in nursing homes? Then fucking, you don't know, but at the same time, like it doesn't seem like they're picking a fight. You know what I mean? Like they seem to be like relatively de-escalating until she kind of re-escalates it, and then the Brit Bonga man is like,
And then he gets triggered by the old man, and then
Yeah,
he
and then
just
he
makes
starts
it all
playing
worse.
Okay, so that's that's the only footage that we have from the incident, I think, right? Like we
Yeah.
didn't have anything like before this, right?
No, but he did get review bombed on his personal site. People were looking up
Yeah.
to see, and they found out that he was unlicensed, or his business wasn't licensed.
Yeah.
But the thing is that he probably has like was it Kojin Jingyo is like the sole proprietorship.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have a business license for that. It's just a sole proprietorship. Like there's no
Yeah, but
like they're saying like, oh, his company doesn't have a company license that's usually used for LLCs, but he's not an LLC.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what the limitations of what you can do like under Kojin Jigyo is.
No, I
But-
think you can do most things. Although I do think you do need to be licensed to be a tour guide. There is a tour
Maybe
guide.
like it
license.
depends. Like if he's getting like contracted on like an individual basis, it might be a little bit different. Cause,
No, I think
like-
it's just his own like setup. Like I think he just has a website.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like I'm saying that like if people are contracting him on like an individual basis to like be like an individual like a private tour guide or something, it might be a little bit different to like running a tour company.
Well, no, I think he's running the tour company, but instead of it as an LLC, as a sole proprietorship.
Yeah,
where
yeah, but that's what
he
I'm saying.
is-
It's like I don't know if you need a license for that. Like I think like
Oh,
it's like it would be like okay, like you know Kyoto better than me, so I'm gonna pay you $100.
yeah. You don't need a license to have that type of business. Yeah,
Yeah.
But people were sourcing his lack of license, a business license, as him being like
Like an illegal.
illegal type shit.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and so I don't know if you know, or you lived in Kyoto, right?
Yeah,
So you know like how like a lot of locals, a lot of them don't really like tourists.
Yeah.
and it's not limited to foreign tourists. It's also limited like they also
Who
don't like
does?
Japanese tourists.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like such a strange situation because like right now they took on a shit ton, massive amounts of debt pre-COVID to like build a what is it called, a transit system with the buses, right?
Yeah.
And so like Kyoto's in like super heavy debt, and then COVID happened, and so there was like no tourism for a while, so like they didn't have any ways to make money, and then now that tourists are here, they were not prepared for this amount of people using their buses. Like it's a whole shit show now.
Yeah. I mean, it's fucking crazy.
And so,
in
like,
Kyoto.
the citizens are in like a catch-22 situation where they hate the tourists, but they also have to depend on the tourists. So, and so it's caused a lot of like this nationalistic uprising, it seems, or sentiments around the stuff that's happening in Kyoto. And this seemed to be like a powder keg moment for like them to be justified or something.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So then, okay, what's the next clip that we have? Looks like Florian. Night clash at Yasuka Shrine in Kyoto. UK foreigner versus a local over Bell. I've got a 1 minute clip.
もう普通でな、8年日本で住んで、日本語喋って日本人奥さん
Oh,
も
he
い
has
て
English subtitles.
Oh, do you want the subtitles?
Well, no, I'm just saying if you're gonna show it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I can. Oh, actually, when I download it, is it gonna have subtitles?
I don't know.
I might just have to screen record it or something. But okay. Anyway, sorry
似
for
てるやん。
Continue.
で、流しちゃって、わからなかった。もう書いてあるけどわからなかった。場合やったら注意された。申し訳ございません。すいませんでした。知らなかった。ごめんなさい。あ、注意してくれてありがとうございます。で、話終わるはずんじゃない。で、そうじゃなくて、その人はなんか変な差別して、急になんか英語しか喋らなかったとか、英語
Okay. I don't know where this like. I don't understand where the racism element is coming from. Why is that something that
Well,
people are
actually,
picking up on?
they even be racist? Because like they don't have institutional power in Japan, right?
we're not going down this road, okay? We're not going down this road, okay?
No,
like-
no, yeah, I don't like. He's clearly he's on the woman's side, saying
Okay,
like,
well,
oh yeah, like
yeah.
you gotta like they were being racist. The tour guide was being racist, and the fact that like in Japan when shit like this happens, like you should just be very apologetic and like bow out and like de-escalate and stuff.
I mean, like, I have a tendency to agree with that, but like, you don't know what happened before the video, and it seems
That's what
like
I'm
they're
saying,
trying
yeah.
to de-escalate.
Exactly.
Right?
Like it seems like they were de-escalated by trying to go away from her, and then she re-engaged. So I don't know. I feel like he's coming a little hard on the woman's side.
Mate.
と日本語どっちも喋ってでもなんていうメインポイントは英語で言ってるとかでその日本人の女性は多分よくわからないでなんかすごい、動画も撮ってそういう諦めなかったその女
So
性
saying
も
that
すごい
like he's using English to his advantage to argue points in English in a way that she can't like respond to or understand. But she was kind of like responding to both, right?
Yeah.
And like, I don't. This not is it okay? Like, does that mean that he has to argue in Japanese, which is obviously like it's not like he was like super fluent in Japanese, right? Like, okay, he's been there for 8 years or whatever. There's plenty of people that live in Japan for 8 years and they don't speak a lick of
I mean,
Japanese.
his cursing is way better than mine.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, from me listening to his Japanese, it doesn't sound that fantastic. Not like good enough to be having like an argument at fucking 4 a.m.
と思います。まあユキもいい感じだったし、ちゃんとやって本当にもう良かったな感じ。
She's so brave.
す
She's
げえ
brave.
バーって
My
話
queen.
燃えて。
My brave
日本で
queen.
京都。
Oh, also, like, bringing that point, it's kind of weird. He's saying, like, you know, the Japanese way is to do this, and, like, it's fucked up that you didn't do it. But then he praises her for going against the Japanese way
Yeah.
to, like, confront him and stuff. So, like, I don't know.
Listen, all Japanese women are queen. That's why he's here.
True.
でな日本人に英語喋れますかっていうわ。で、そういうもう普通でな8年日本で
So you're
住
saying
んで
that, okay, like if you're in Japan, in Kyoto, like at a Japanese shrine, like, you know, asking if someone can speak English is like presumptuous and like racist. But like, it's just a question. Like, if you can speak English and it's gonna be like fine to have this interaction in English, then of course it's okay. Like, have that interaction in English. Whereas if she says no, I can't, then he's gonna be like, oh fuck, okay, like there's gonna be.
Doing some more research on these types, like, on these people, or, like, the people that were, like, agreeing a lot, like, it seems like it was related to, like, a lot of the nationalism in Kyoto. And, like, so they remind me of, like, the, oh, you're in America, speak American type. So, like, even if those people, like, even if that American could speak Spanish and a person came to them, oh, do you speak Spanish? Be like, no, you're in America, speak American. So I was getting those kind of vibes.
It definitely has that kind of vibe. I mean, that's what I was gonna ask. Is so, like, I feel like it wouldn't be that unusual in America for someone who maybe like, you know, speaks English but is mainly like Spanish background to be like, oh, like, do you speak Spanish? And then they're like, fucking no, speak American.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, it definitely has that kind of vibe.
Yeah, no, I mean, if I go to the doctors and the doctor has an English option, I'll take the English option just because, like, I don't know fucking medical terms and shit in Japanese.
That's true. I mean, like, I think even for me, like, if I'm looking at like medical or like financial or like, you know, like tax level stuff, then generally I prefer to do it in English as well. Like,
Especially because if you fuck up something because of a misunderstanding, you could
yeah,
fuck yourself pretty fucking hard.
I mean, like, especially if you have like visas and stuff, right? Like, it's a little bit less for me, but yeah, you don't want to be messing around with that too much. L take, not good, Florian. Bad. Bad, sad, bad. All right, next video. What is this? Is it only in Japan?
Yeah.
Only in Japan.
Now
What
that
does he have
English
to say?
guide approached the situation extremely poorly.
He approached it
When I
extremely
watched
poorly.
the clip, he was a little standoffish. He was saying, "I've
being
lived in
recorded.
Japan
He's
for
gonna
8
be
years, speaking in
standoffish.
Japanese and in English." I think maybe it was a little bit insulting, but we don't know the context of it all. And
I don't understand why that's insulting.
Well, I think he's more talking about, like, towards the end where he just kind of, like, stopped giving a fuck.
Okay.
Because he was being pretty
that
insulting,
Japanese
right?
person who posted it on social media without blurring his face also is breaking the portrait rules. And there was in the post on Jeffrey Hall's Instagram was that there could be legal implications with posting somebody's picture like this. You can't just start filming people like you would in the United States. And this is
That's
something
crazy.
that
I didn't actually know that. Is that true?
Yeah, so based on what he said, like, I looked it up and that seems to be the case. Like, so live streamers, they're fine. Like, if it just happens to be like a picture, like they happen to be in the background or whatever, there's protections where, like, yeah, it's public, whatever. But when it comes to actually recording,
filming a
people-
target.
yeah, filming a target, then it becomes an issue. That's why, like, I even asked, like, I think that's also the reason why, like, you'll see like a lot of Instagram posts and stories where they'll blur out their friends and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, like, unless they get explicit permission.
Damn, that's pretty intense. I mean, like, I feel like whenever I see like a news story of like people being filmed in the street, they do blur out like all the faces. So maybe that's what it is. But like, I feel like I'm trying to think. I guess like if you're consenting to because I've been like street interviewed or whatever.
Yeah,
and then
I mean,
just
if
get,
you
like, fucking put up
consent,
on TV. But I guess if you're being interviewed, you kind of consent.
No, you can't consent. It's just like, but if you don't consent, or
Well, if someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, can we record like a TV interview?" and you say yes, then I'm guessing that's consent.
no,
'Cause I don't
well,
think
even
I
after
signed
that, like,
anything.
you still have to consent after that.
I don't think I signed a release, and that was like NHK or whatever.
Oh, really? I signed a release like on a tablet.
Maybe I'm just misremembering, but yeah. Anyway, continue watching.
I'm gonna probably do another episode on. If you see something wrong, you can film them, but you really shouldn't be posting them on social media. Now that lady I don't know where she's from and whatnot, but she's all over social media already, and I think what she's doing is despicable. And I would love to hear her try to defend it.
W take.
But you
The
can't
double L take. They're
put a
both
photo,
bad.
like a camera in somebody's face, and if they say no to that, then you can't post that on the internet. It's just not in Japan. Now that English guide approached the situation.
I'm of the two takes. I agree with this one more.
I mean, sure, but I mean, like, it was also kind of just like, he's not really saying anything, right? Like, he's just saying, like, she shouldn't have recorded him and posted him, and then he shouldn't have been rude.
Yeah, but he only described one of them as despicable.
That's true. That's true. I mean, like, is it despicable? I don't know. I mean, like,
I feel like she was like just trying to elicit a reaction online, especially the
true.
way that like the
That's
clip
true.
was taken and like used like in all like these like little VTuber drama channels on Japanese YouTube.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know if that wasn't her doing that, right? Like,
Well, no, like so she privated her account because
Yeah.
after like cause supposedly she's getting sued by the dude.
oh, I mean, like, from what I've heard, the little I heard about the backlash, it sounds like that's pretty fair.
Yeah, but
I mean,
like
if you're not gonna record the actual incident, you're just gonna record like the outburst and like post that, then yeah, it's kind
well, and then did you see like the accompanying tweet to her post?
no.
Well, yeah, go back to the Twitter.
Hashtag over tourism. Hashtag Kyoto. Okay. I mean, yeah. What about it?
Oh, it just seemed very like she knew
I mean,
exactly.
She's like calling for like over tourism and like everyone help. Like we need to fight this kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not good, but like I feel like this kind of shit happens in like I don't know. Maybe I'm just used to like America, like
Oh no,
Australia,
no,
like,
I'm saying like
the West.
And like okay, now I could be misinformed about this, but one of our friends like that initially introduced me to the topic. He said that like he actually went through before she privated her account. He went through like some of her comments and he said that she seemed to be very much in the like nationalism crowd for Kyoto.
Fair enough.
So I think she knew exactly what she was doing. Like I don't think it was just like, oh, I didn't realize that my clip. Like I think she was farming hard.
Fair enough. Okay. I mean, it's pretty despicable.
I mean, especially in today's climate, right? Like where you keep hearing all these stories of like like did you see that one of like the woman like trying to take a picture of a geisha?
No.
Yeah, like she was running in front of the geisha and like she was like trying to take the pic and the geisha kept like trying to swerve out. And then like some other tourists like, you can't do that. That's rude. And like that went viral. Or like, you know how like the Fuji-san they put like the black canvas wall.
Yeah.
And then there's like holes all over the place where people just stick their camera lens into it, or there's just like all these stories seem to be like just cropping up I feel like every week there's a new story.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's stuff that probably happened in the past as well. It's just that, like, it's happening, like, a lot more frequently on, like, a larger scale. And, like, people are more generally annoyed with tourists, I think, at the moment. Like, just in general, like, the presence of so many people and, like, so many tourists and, like, the lines and, like, the crowds and people just fucking standing in the middle of Shibuya Scramble. I swear to... Look, no one cares that you went to Shibuya Scramble. Everyone's been to Shibuya Scramble. Everyone's seen a fucking photo. Your picture of Shibuya Scramble isn't any more special than anyone else's picture of Shibuya Scramble. Don't stand in the middle of the crossing when people are trying to get to the other side of the road. It's so fucking...
Yeah, but last year, wasn't there like a Japanese dude who put like a mattress in the middle of the Shibuya Scramble? And like... I think he got like arrested or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's fucking retarded. But anyway,
like...
no,
I agree. I don't think that tourism has just gotten worse. I think it's just being scrutinized more.
Sure, but
especially
I
with
think,
like social media, because
there's more of it. Though.
Yeah,
there's more of it, and so like probably like now whenever like you see some like tourists doing some like dumb shit, then you pull out your phone and you record and you put it up on Twitter and you say like, "This is over tourism. This is fucked." Instead of it just being like, "Damn, there's another dumb tourist."
Yeah, no, and there was even like a couple streamers that were like doing like fucking bullshit here in Japan too, like the Johnny Somali dude.
Yeah, dude. Oh, my God.
And then like what was the name of that one dude that he kept getting arrested because he wasn't paying for his transportation? Like he tried to use the bus for free and the Shinkansen for free.
I don't remember, but I do remember the story.
Like it seems like people are trying to get clout off of like bad behavior in Japan, which is like
That's true.
Super strange. Although I mean, is it really that strange? Because like in America, like you see like all those prank channels like getting clout off like being pieces of shit to like just people at a grocery store. So I don't think it's just like it's a Japan exclusive thing.
Yeah, but like it feels. I think it just feels more targeted because I think Japan is generally known to be like less rowdy, more peaceful, more like sort of conformative. And so in that sense, like I guess you get a bigger reaction by being more disruptive than maybe in like America and things like that, where it's a little bit more normal to like be doing fucking backflips on the subway and shit like that.
Well, no, I'm talking about like the prank channels where like they'll actually fuck with people.
Yeah, but like I mean, like even that sort of stuff. Like I think there's just more fucking with people in the US than there is here. So like when it happens here, it's like literally newsworthy, like national news kind of thing, right? Whereas like someone being pranked in the US, like yeah, it's like YouTube, it might go viral on the internet for a bit, but it's not like making news, like national news.
I just think it's like a spillover effect. Like I don't think people were targeting Japan as like, oh, this is an easy mark. I think it's more of just like, oh, well, no one's done it in Japan yet, so let me be the first one.
You reckon? Like I think it is. It has to be to do with like the level of conformity and like I guess peaceful, quote unquote peacefulness there is within the society.
Well,
right?
I mean, if you look at especially because like Johnny Somali, I believe he's American, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I think he's like Somalian American or something. But he didn't do it in America, or he wasn't big or known in America because like that's just a dime a
Yeah,
dozen.
but he's been doing it in like Israel and things like that as well, right?
Well, yeah, I think that's his thing. Is like he's just trying to do it in foreign countries that don't
that
have
are
it.
controversial.
I don't think that it's controversial. I just think that don't really have it, so that he can be like the first
I
one.
think that like he's gone to like Israel to do that in Israel because it's controversial to go there and like scream like shit about Palestine or whatever, and vice versa. Like I think it's controversial to come to Japan and start screaming about like places that were like like nuclear bombed. Like whereas, I mean like. I feel like the only place like you're getting like that reaction in America is like if you're like out in like the burbs and like you scream like the N-word, but then like he's blacks.
But I mean, the reason why it's controversial though is because like no one really does that or has done that.
I feel like people have done that.
What, go to like Israel or Palestine,
no.
like
Go
Israel,
to,
or go
the
to
Bronx.
Japan and say like Hiroshima, Nagasaki over and over again, like.
No. Oh, I know. Yeah, no one's done that. But I'm talking about like going to the Bronx and like screaming the N-word.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't know if they've done it. Like they probably did.
Yeah, but Johnny Somali is black, so he probably doesn't get in trouble for that. But yeah. So like I mean like really the next controversial thing that you can do is come to Japan or like go to Israel and things like that. So it's definitely a problem. And then. But like I don't know how much of that has to do with like the general like ire that tourists are kind of getting, right? Like that's more to do with just like people either being unaware, people being like intentionally just like nah, fuck that, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, the unaware thing is so strange to me. I don't know if it's cringe or maybe I'm the cringe one. Maybe I'm Soyan. But I remember before coming to Japan, I watched so many videos on how not to be rude.
Dude, I think that's a high hurdle. I don't think not everyone is like that, especially like now that.
Well, I'm not saying you have to watch all of them. Just watch top things, 10 things don't do in Japan.
I'll be honest. I think if I went to like fucking Thailand or something like that, like I'm not watching any videos on like how to like behave in Thailand or something.
I try to look up like what's the cultural norms and.
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like if like you can try and go. I think I would try and go and be like generally polite, but like, like I probably wouldn't be going like that much into like the rules unless I'm going somewhere like actually like pretty full on.
I'm just saying. I know. Don't stick your chopsticks into the rice bowl.
Yeah, but fucking people, everyone knows that, man. It's just.
Oh, it's polite.
Sometimes
Like
you need to
you
put
should
some
slurp
chopsticks
your
somewhere.
noodles, right?
True.
But yeah,
That
I
triggers
mean,
the fuck out of my dad.
well, yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like you should do the bare minimum. Like, well, even then, like, I feel like the majority of the stuff that like tourists are wilding out and doing in Japan is probably fucked up in your own country. Like, I don't know why people.
I mean, I don't know about that. Like, I feel like.
You think just like being a nuisance isn't like a bad thing in your own country?
Okay, to be fair, like I don't think most people are just being nuisances. Like, okay, like screaming like Hiroshima, Nagasaki, like good.
No, like defacing like
trains.
old temples where like they like do like the graffiti, like they like cut into the temples like their names or like a picture of a cat or some shit. Like
Yeah, but they do that shit in like people do that shit in like Paris. They do that shit in like I feel like they do that and like okay maybe it's different because it's like an old temple or it's like meant to be like a sacred site and things like that. But like I think if you're just dumb, like
well, no, but people like that do it in America, like they know that they're defacing something.
yeah, but they do it because it's like oh my god, like it's like romantic and like oh like Sean and Phoebe forever, like heart. Like they're just dumb. It's dumb and it shouldn't be done. And it should be. It's stupid. But like I don't know if it's like yeah, like I'm gonna like deface this and like it's gonna be like.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think they're doing that like behavior. Like I feel like a lot of this behavior would be still considered unacceptable in your home country.
Sure, maybe.
But they do it anyways.
Maybe. Like I said, like I don't think that defacing a temple in Japan draws the same amount of like anger and like ire
Oh, yeah, of
from,
course,
like
yeah.
locals as like, you know, fucking scratching your name onto like, I don't know, the Empire State Building or some shit.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we got the Japan report. What are they saying about this?
Many touristy areas like Tokyo or Kyoto wouldn't be designed for only foreign tourists, but rather coexisting closely. So the streets, stores, transportation or services have been shared and used by the local as well, which clearly doesn't work, especially in Kyoto. A recent survey shows more than 80% of the residents in Kyoto feel in trouble by the tourists. And these are some of the reasons which apply to other tourist areas.
I wonder
across
if
the
that's
nation.
like 80% is a lot.
80% is a lot. I wonder if it's that different to like Tokyo and places that are like quote unquote like designed for that.
I'm probably sure it's not as bad in Tokyo just because like Kyoto is just so severely ill prepared to deal with over tourism. Well, at least in Tokyo, if it gets crowded, like sure the trains are a bit crowded, but
Sure,
like you're
sure.
never gonna like miss your train almost. Like you
Well, I
can squeeze in there.
These are the reasons. Example, I can't ride it to go to the doctor workplace.
Yeah.
They trespass on my private land. Okay, that would be fucking hard. They smoke on the street. To be fair, a lot of Japanese people smoke on the street as well. They throw away the trash on the street.
I'm not gonna lie, the trespass on private land, like, cause like so many, like in Kyoto especially, a lot of like local spots are like mixed in with residential area. So sometimes you feel like you're just like at a normal spot, and it turns out you're in front of a dude's home.
Yeah.
But like their house looks like a fucking ancient palace type shit. So you're thinking, oh, like,
Make too much noise at night. Yeah, that's kind of fair. My area got graffiti and property damage. Also kind of fair. But like, I feel like a lot of these things, like, I don't know how obvious it is that it's foreigners doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, like the littering thing, like, I mean, speaking from experience, right? Like, you know, going around like places like Shinagawa and things like that, where we did like city cleanup events, like, there's definitely litter there, and there's not really tourists in that sort of area. Like, that's definitely mostly Japanese people, especially like smoking on the street and then like chucking it out.
no
in
man,
the
it came
gutter.
from up from the river where the tourist spot was, and then
True,
it carried
yeah.
the tourist shops to the
And it came
The
out.
Japanese would never.
But also, like, you know, with bins and things like that, like, I mean, yeah, it depends. Like, there's not that many public bins, but like, also birds and shit like that can like fish stuff out of the you know the trash and like litter it.
Yeah, no, the birds in like by the Kamogawa will fucking.
I feel like
snatch your
I'm
shit.
simping super hard for tourists, which I don't want to do. But like, okay, like none of this stuff to me is really like specific to tourists. Is what I'm trying to say, I guess.
From the residents' perspective, those tourists might be nothing but nuisance. As their frustration building up, some of them even feel the need to move out. Especially Kyoto and Osaka have been suffering from this.
Osaka?
I've never heard Osaka talk about.
I don't know why Osaka's in there. Like Tokyo, Osaka is like basically designed
Yeah.
for
Like
tourists.
Osaka's actually good. Like has like decent public
Yeah,
transit. Like
I think you just throw it in there.
yeah.
And losing the human resources, which is not because of the declining birth rates.
地元の方が出て行ってしまう理由としてはどういったことをよく聞きますか？
渋滞する、それから公共機関に乗れない、乗れずに会社
Okay, but to be fair, like, I don't think that's all tourists either. Like, it's just busy in general. Like, people are moving out of like the cities and things like that, like more and more because one, like now you can do that. You can live in like remote areas and do like remote work.
Yeah.
And then two, like, yeah, like fucking no one wants to be living in like, you know, the most crazy like metropolis all the time. Like, you know, I don't want to live in the crazy metropolis.
Well,
all the
no, I
time.
mean even if you say that, like the population density in Tokyo is still increasing, whereas like places like Kyoto, I believe it's decreasing, right? Like that's the issue.
Maybe. I mean, like, I can understand it. Like, Kyoto is like kind of a bit of a special case. I think it's not built to withstand like that many people.
Yeah, and even then, like even the places that you could afford in Kyoto, like they're pretty dog shit. Like super countryside, super inconvenient.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you don't want to live there.
No, for sure. And like, look, I don't know. Like Osaka, like people leaving Osaka and Tokyo is not that much of a surprise to me. And I'm pretty sure that maybe like recently it's changed again. But like there was a couple of years where the population in Tokyo was actually declining like a little bit. It might have been during Corona when people like moving back to like like more regional areas.
遅刻したとか、まあ、そういうのが非常に増えてまいりまして、いよいよみんな不満が溜まってきてる。
And this is also a huge reason that many people in Kyoto moving out.
まあ、ホテルとかがどんどんその観光客向けのものが増えて、不動産価格が高騰することによって地元住民が住
I
め
mean,
なく
that's
なってい
again,
く
that's just like a, you
The
know,
ones moving out in
like,
Kyoto mainly
places that you would want to live in Kyoto, of course, are going to be expensive because like
That's true. I mean,
those are where.
is it all like touristy kind of? Oh shit! Is it actually like touristy kind of places? Like, I'm trying to think. Mate, like, because he's talking about. Oh my god. Oh. Sorry, I'm super tired. Been up working. I haven't had a chance to nap today. Okay, I usually nap at this time. What was I saying? Like, I think it's talking about like, you know, like hotels and like Airbnbs and things like that. Like people using properties for Airbnb, but I think that is limited by government. And like, I'll be honest, I don't know how many like Airbnbs there are popping up that are displacing.
Oh, I mean, there's still like quite a few of those like Airbnbs where it's like basically a mansion.
Yeah.
Like they have like 5 like mansion rooms and they turned it into an Airbnb like hotel, like basically an overpriced hotel.
I can kind of see it happening in Kyoto a little bit. Again, like Tokyo is, I feel like a little bit too big with too many like residential areas to like be affected by that by a lot. But like Kyoto, there probably are less places to live, and like there's a lot less like fully built up apartment
I
buildings.
think there's not as many desirable spots to live in Kyoto.
There's not as many desirable spots, and I would say like the actual dwellings that are there are like more house type dwellings and less like, you know, fucking 20-story like apartment buildings. Like it's a little bit flatter, and so I can see like if you're buying up that land, like it gets bought up a little bit quicker than it would in Tokyo. Younger people.
have been young people and families who could be huge assets for the city otherwise.
京都は大学がいっぱいあって、大学生が毎年たくさん来られるんですね。で、これがまあ
I went to university in Kyoto. It was actually a lot of fun. It's a great town for university students.
スポを来た人間がマルスポ出ていくんですよ、4年後。長期滞在できるよねって思える環境整備をしてあげるとか。
Okay, but like, hang on. So he's talking about like, okay, like there's gonna be a lot of students in Kyoto, and so we want them to stay in Kyoto after they've graduated, right?
Yeah.
But that's never gonna happen because the jobs aren't in Kyoto.
Yep.
Like the jobs are in Tokyo, the jobs are in Osaka. So like that's why people move out of Kyoto after they've graduated, is because they've been in Kyoto to get their degree, they've got their degree, and now they're gonna use that to work in Tokyo or Osaka or fucking Nagoya or whatever.
Like I have a bunch of friends that I made that went to Ritsume, and I think only one person stayed in Kyoto to work.
Yeah, I mean, like same. Like, I mean, and the thing is, no one wants to move out of Kyoto. Everyone loves Kyoto. Like, I loved it.
Yeah,
like,
I loved
pretty
it
much
too.
everyone that I went to university with loved it. But there's just no jobs. So like, the issue is not like, oh my god, like there's too many tourists in Kyoto, and so everyone's moving out. It's more that, okay, well, there's no major companies and corporations that, and some of the best universities are in Kyoto as well. So like, the people who are graduating from the best universities want to work at the best companies or the biggest companies. There's just not those jobs in Kyoto.
Yeah.
やっていかないと、人は減る一方。
Japanese tourists or business travelers also in trouble. We see this kind of comments all the
This is a
time
little
on
bit
the
true.
social media.
Yeah, no, hotel prices have gone crazy,
Yeah.
dude. Like
Yeah.
every single time, like I'm still stuck in the time where you can get like a nice room for like 6,000 yen.
Dude, when you said that to me like a year ago, I was like, fucking no way, dude. What are you talking
No,
about?
okay, because like when I first came to Japan, it was like 2018. I remember I spent, I think it was like my friends and I, between the four of us, it was like $5 a night for like a hostel, like but like a private one.
I mean, like a hostel maybe? I can
Okay,
kinda
no, but I'm
see
just saying like, but after that though, like when I was like trying to find like nice little hotels where I was going out with my girlfriend and stuff, like back then like 6,000 would get you like a nice like decent amenities, decent location, like decent
Maybe,
space.
maybe. Okay, at the moment, at the very least, like, I'm probably more familiar with hotel prices now. Like, it's definitely cheaper than places like London and, like, you know, like Europe in general or Australia in general. But, like, really the quote-unquote, like, not the cheapest tier, but, like, the most reasonable, like, business hotel tier, which is, like, Upper Hotel.
Those are going for like Ichiman.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
That's
They're all
crazy.
Ichiman, which is
like
about-
that used to be 3,000 yen room.
Fuck off. There's no way there are 3.
Bro, that was a 3,000 yen room
Maybe.
in 2018, 2019. I swear on my life.
Okay, dude, I don't know about that. Because I've stayed in Japan before 2018 and it wasn't even that cheap, like for Airbnb.
You were booking your own Airbnbs and shit like back then
Yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know, man. Like,
Whenever I used to travel here with friends and stuff, like I think we would pay
Although, okay, to be fair, I might be biased because
wait, hang on, wait.
Okay.
Do you mean 30 per person for multiple people?
No, like if you get like a single one room like business hotel room for like the salary, like that single salaryman room where it's like a bed and like that's like 80% of the room.
I've done like the cheapest I've done is like an Airbnb, and we had maybe 3 or 4 people, and we paid I think like $30 each, and it was like the whole Airbnb.
No, I'm talking
total
about
was
an Appa, like
was
the
120.
Appa hotel, like business salaryman, like cheapest room. Like it used to be like the cheapest like hotel room you could get, and it was like 3,000 yen.
I don't know. But
I
look,
swear on my life.
I will agree with you that it's expensive now.
Yeah,
It is
it's hell
now.
expensive now.
And the problem is that like a lot of the companies have set limits on like business travel in terms of
Mhm.
like what you can book for hotels, and so like
Yeah.
that hasn't increased in proportion.
Yeah.
So like now people are fucking staying in like the middle of nowhere and like these like shitty business hotels that have no brand at all.
Mhm.
Instead of like even really the basic like Toyoko Inn or like
Mhm.
Upper Hotel, and maybe that is a tourist thing. I'm not sure whether that's just
like
prices increasing, but
like my friend was like, "Oh yeah, I found like a hotel place in like."
You know what they need? They need a 2-tier pricing system where you have one price for tourists and then a different price for business travel.
True and based.
Today, and especially big cities like Tokyo, the price is rising insanely. Although that may be now affecting foreign tourists much, it's really killing Japanese tourists or travelers.
ビジネスホテルを多く利用する会社員
Yeah,
たちは、
it is pretty rough. I mean, like the lucky thing is you're not paying for it, but
Yeah, I think during Shogatsu, I'd stay at a hotel like I could because like my girlfriend was staying at different family members' houses, and like they just didn't have space for me because like they had the whole family in there.
Yeah.
And I was looking at I was paying like 8,000 to like I think my most expensive one night was like 15,000. So I was just like I was struggling during Shogatsu. I was like, "Well, please let me stay at your mom's place."
And look, to be fair, like I don't think this is like it's a little bit like some of the reasoning is a little bit dumb, but like I mean, like the business stuff is kind of reasonable. Like I said, like some of it is not really. What is this? The Japan Reporter? Is this the Buraku people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's Nobita.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if people don't know that there's quite a famous video that this guy did where he talks about Buraku people.
Yeah. Please don't come to Japan.
Don't come to Japan.
Stay home.
I didn't know he was based like that.
Yeah. Right, and then I feel like
that's my man. It's PewDiePie. I don't think that's what you said. Japanese people are too nice.
I think because it's Japan, everyone is so nice. People like assume it's okay to take advantage almost. Like they have this idea that, oh, no one's going to tell me off, so it's okay.
Yeah, dumbasses. They're the ones that are like, oh, okay.
Wait, does Ken live in fucking Japan as well now?
I have no idea. I don't think so.
Okay, I thought they were like friends from before.
To do whatever I want. They're so nice.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's something inherently actually racist about that, I feel like. But
I feel like everyone always says that, like people think Japan is an easy country to take advantage of, and that's why you see all these clips. I don't think it's because of that. I think just people would have done it regardless of what country they were in.
I don't know. I have a little bit of a tendency to agree with it. I think that like.
Oh, you just think Japanese people are built different? They're kinder than the average.
No, I don't
global
think they're kinder than average, but I think they're less likely to like start a confrontation.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I could.
And so like I think you can get away with doing more dumb shit to an extent. Like for example, like the Johnny Somali stuff, right? Like he was going around doing all that stuff. Like I don't know if there was actually really any Japanese people that like said anything, because like when he got like fucking KO'd in Shibuya, that was a foreigner guy. I'm pretty sure that did that.
Well, no, didn't like he get beat up by Yakuza or some shit?
No, like
I know there was like I know for a fact that there was like one Japanese group that would like find out if he was live streaming, they'd come up to him and like they try to beat him or something, because like
maybe I don't remember seeing that. I remember seeing like he was like arrested for being in like a construction site, and then like he was like doing the same shit in Shibuya.
I could have sworn I saw like a group of people like they were cosplaying as if they were like Tokyo Revengers type ass looking people, and like
I don't know. Like I said, like the most famous scene that I remember is just like him being fucking KO'd in Shibuya, and I'm pretty sure it was like a white guy that did. Like there is definitely like an idea that we just don't get involved, I think, in Japan, and like you'll see it whenever something goes down on the train or something goes down anywhere. Everyone kind of looks and they might sort of just like watch, but then no one is really doing anything about it or like saying anything. So like
Yeah.
I kind of get it. I mean, I don't really know what this is in context with. I mean, the omotenashi concept is not really anything to do with what he just said, but
being hospitable.
yeah, no, I mean, like that's like it's showing like you know someone like the best service possible, but like it's not really to do with like being too nice and like accepting shit. Wait, but like what is he talking about here?
No, he's just thinks in general, like, cause he was just covering like just he was going through like the greatest hits of the
classics,
like the tourist stuff going crazy. Yeah. Like he covered Fuji, he covered like the train hopping guy, he covered Johnny Somali, he covered.
I mean, okay, like that's true. I mean, the Johnny Somali stuff, I think it is because it is more controversial to do that shit in Japan and like to be acting out in Japan. The Fuji stuff, like I think that's just tourists being tourists and like wanting to get like a photo, like their version of the Shibuya Scramble and their version of even though it's all exactly the same fucking photo. Like we get it, you're in the photo and it's cute and like look, I'm not gonna say that I don't do the same thing, right? Like I have an Instagram, I want to upload that shit as well.
Yeah, I'm not in my horror. Like there's some photos that they are cool and you want to have your own version. No, I get it.
Yeah, but like there's a way to do it and there's a way not. Right? Like if you're crowding the road, if you're like throwing, you know, you're littering and things like that. Like,
but now we're going back to that situation where like Japan just hates capitalizing and making money.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Like, and I don't think that the way that Japan is handling it is necessarily the best way to handle it.
Like the way they're handling it is like they think it's just gonna stop and then they can just go back to how things are, and I don't think anything is gonna go back to how it was anytime soon, if ever.
I agree, and like it, like for example, the Fuji thing, right? Like I was actually talking, like when I was talking to like some of the restaurant guys that I knew about the 2-tier pricing stuff. I also sort of brought up the Fuji thing, and like one of my mates was sort of saying like in Japan, like they have a tendency to just try and stop things that they don't like instead of actually thinking about a way to like turn that into a positive. And it's an important thing, right? Like, you know, covering up like unique views of Fuji and stuff like that, it does some amount of damage to like I don't want to say culture, but like the mystique of Japan.
Yeah, I mean, because like originally it was a positive thing. Like it's not like people were like the whole beauty and like that scenic pic is a nice thing. It got kind of like the outcomes kind of sucked, but like instead of like trying to go back to that positive thing, they just took it away. And
exactly, and that's not doing anything for anyone. Right? And like there was definitely some amount, like with that number of people going to like that middle of fucking nowhere place in Japan, like there would have been some amount of like investment and like, you know, positive that came with that. So instead of trying to like figure out a way to have, you know, kind of the best of both worlds, they just like not fucking barrier, and like it's gonna happen anyway, right? Like you know, we saw people like poking holes through it and like still trying to take the photo. So like, you know, like for example with that, right? Like how hard? Okay, like if there's littering, how hard is it to put more bins there? And like if there's people like,
do you think they'll ever bring them back? Like wasn't it like the reason why there's no bins is because there was like a bombing or like a bin bombing?
Yeah, maybe, but like I don't know, like. If that's a worry, like, you know, again, like you already have people spilling out into the streets. Why not just hire like one security guard, right? Like I think the amount of money that's coming into the city is probably worth that. I don't think like one security guard is gonna break the bank when it comes to the city budget. It just seems like there's a lot of stuff where, you know, rather than trying to think of a clever solution or a good solution, they just sort of like, no, we can't have this.
There was some in that video that we were watching a little bit earlier about how tourism doesn't quite help Japan. One of the points they brought up that I thought was interesting was that there's a culture around traveling Japan because it's so cheap, and because of that, like tourists aren't really a good source of money because they're trying to cheap out on everything. Like, do you think that's a legit criticism?
Maybe. I mean, like to an extent. Like I'll be honest. Like I think I have become a bigger spender of money since moving here, just because of the way that people spend money, like the way that people shout each other dinners, the way that people would just be like, like more drinks, and like continue to spend money. I think that is definitely a thing here. Whereas like if you are traveling, I feel like there's two types of tourists, right? Like there's people who broke the bank in the plane ticket, and so once they're there, they're gonna like save money and like just eat convenience store food. And there's people who are like, now that I'm here, I'm gonna ball out because this is my holiday, right?
Yeah,
and so
I was definitely in the former camp where I busted the bank to get here.
Yeah. So like it depends a little bit. Like I think, you know, there is a case for you know, those tourists who are like, okay, like I'm just gonna eat fucking onigiri for the whole trip. But then like, you know,
but it's all hyped up to you in all the videos of konbini food is actually better than normal food.
That is true. That is true. And we're gonna slowly either prove or debunk that. I guess it depends on what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I think we have one last clip. Wait, what's this? 4 years of Japan's insane tourist situation in 8 minutes. Oh, this is Sora the Trolls. This is another Japanese streamer. He does like skits and stuff as well, right?
Yeah.
He does like mostly streams now, but I think previously was known for like.
Yeah, this here is a skip.
Are you a foreigner? You're a foreigner too. You filthy foreigner.
日本に来る人が毎月増えており、この時期あたりに日本は短期間で入国者が急速に増えた国ランキングで歴史上の1位になった。そして迷惑系 YouTuber のこともあり、外国人 vs 外国人がこの時期に増え始めた。
Don't cause problems in Japan. You foreigner? No. I live in Japan. You filthy foreigner? What are you guys doing? Don't you ever do anything to this Japanese dude? No. You stay away from him.
迷惑系 YouTuber の影響からか、俺は迷惑な外国人とは違うんだという外国人が他の外国人と敵対している状況をよく見るようになった。
True.
Yeah, I think this is accurate description of the discourse. Like that's literally all I see on Instagram now. Like I'll see like these like crazy shit foreigners doing in Japan, and then commenters like, "Oh,
fuck, no."
Yeah, or like stupid Americans, or fuck foreigners.
Even within our fringe, like I've never seen people turn so xenophobic like so quickly, like more than whenever I see like foreigners watch other foreigners do dumb shit in Japan.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny. Like it's wild.
Yeah, and it's always Americans blamed, man.
True, it's always Americans, dude. Which is crazy.
But I don't even know if those foreigners are Americans. You know,
it's always Americans, dude.
Nah,
we know, we can tell. Yeah, like there was the one chick that was like sitting on the train, like fully like spreading her legs, and everyone's like just like fuck, why? I mean, like to be fair, like there's been a history of it, right? Like I think there was the like you mentioned the Kesha singing on the train, like that was always like fun. And then like, yeah, the train ones are always the funniest. Like I think I saw like one photo where they're just like a bunch of people just like literally having like a fucking picnic in the middle of the train. I'm just like,
there are like the ones where like people are like fucking just doing pull-ups on it and like gymnastics on the fucking bars and shit.
Yeah. And everyone's just like, what is going on? But like it is hilarious. Like whenever you see like a video, it's like some foreigner doing like some dumb shit, and then everyone's just like, "Oh my god, fucking why?" Or like during Corona as well. Like whenever you like the first person to spread Corona in an area was like a foreigner. People were just like, "Fuck."
Yeah, no, fucking like when I just moved to Miyagi, dude. Like some foreigners from Morioka, all right, came to Sendai to like have some drinks over the weekend. They went to the hub, and then the hub was like ground zero for like a giant massive Corona super spreader event in Miyagi. And like I just moved to Miyagi, and like, yo, did you hear about it? I was like, no, it wasn't me, bro. I swear, I just moved here.
The hub is a 50-50. It's either going to be a foreigner spreading the shit, or it's going to be like a Gaijin hunter.
And no, this time it was actually foreigners. Like,
damn. But yeah, rough. It is always hilarious. And like, I mean, I get it, right? Like, especially if you're recognized as foreigner, like maybe someone like you who obviously looks like a foreigner, Gaijin.
Well, no, one time, okay, I got confused as a sumo-san.
True. Okay,
so
fair enough. True. That's for different reasons, I think.
Fair enough.
But like, yeah, I mean, like, if you're obviously a foreigner, like, you know, if you're like obviously not Asian, you know, if you're white or Indian or whatever, and like, you know, you live here, like at the end of the day, like you're the one who has to deal with all the fallout of like, oh my god, like foreigners, you know, are rude, foreigners are, you know, they don't understand Japanese culture, foreigners like XYZ.
And then you always got to be like, not all foreigners.
I'm one of the good ones, okay?
I'm not one of those filthy foreigners, okay?
But yeah, no, I think, yeah, like, I mean, Sora the Troll, I think, very true. I mean, like, I think you're going to see more and more and more, like, it's weird, like, racism against their own people, which is always fun. All right, I mean, okay, fuck, we just hit an hour, so that went for longer than I thought it was going to be, but I think that's not bad. A bit of a good discussion. I think the time to go into the next section. So I think, I mean, our discussions tend to go for an hour, so I'm thinking that, like, maybe we release the tastings in, like, part 2s.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is, like, we could have, like, the 1 hour and then, like, just a mini episode, like, in between, like, to kind of spread out And it just makes it so it's more content that we can just give out on one shooting.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And then this week we have some of my favorite chips. So we'll get that set up. I don't know if there's going to be a fucking link somewhere to go to the next video, or just click on the channel and subscribe and, I don't know, notification bell, if that's what people actually do. I don't think I've ever clicked
Oh,
on
we actually do the
notification
outro.
bell. Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, I'm fucking spitballing here. I figured that we might as well have one, but
all right,
go watch the next part. There's going to be chips. It's going to be good, or crisps, or whatever the fuck you call them in,
it's
in the
chips.
US. Chips?
Yeah.
Nice. Chips. Yeah. Good flavors of chips. It's going to be good fun. See you in the next part.
All right. Deuces.